Hello, I'm Dave. Welcome to my Technical Notes channel. In TechNote 80, I'm going to demonstrate an ESP32 data logging web server. Let's begin by looking at the data logger itself. It's an MH-ET live ESP32 board there with an SHT30 temperature humidity sensor plugged in, or I could use a BMP 180 or a 280 or a DS18B20, just the temperature only, that one, or a DHT11 or a 22. And I like the MHT board because it's a WeMOS D1 sort of upgrade. You can use all of your existing shields. You could have, of course, used an ordinary ESP32 board and use a DuPont cable to connect, in this example there, BME 680. Here's the unit running, and I'm just demonstrating that it's currently set to auto scale and it shows 72 readings across the screen. You can change from temperature humidity to temperature dew point to the dial view of current temperature, current humidity, back to temperature humidity. The logging interval can be varied, so you can go up or down in terms of logging interval, and the total time recorded across the screen varies as you do that. That auto scale function can be turned on and off. So ordinarily it's set to the default of 30 and -10, which can of course be adjusted. Auto refresh, so how many times does the screen auto refresh itself? Every minute or every hour or 5 seconds. There's a help screen. There's a setup section, so you can set the minimum and maximum values for the graph, the login interval, and auto scale on and off, and auto update on and off. You can see the size of the log, 2,833 readings. You can actually view the log there. I'm going to scroll down now. There's a lot of data there, nearly 3,000 readings. And you can see the time interval between readings is nicely incremented in accord with its login interval. If power is lost, it recovers the data and carries on the login from the last reading. There I'm just highlighting to show the uniform login interval. And here I'm showing a discontinuity in the date time to show that it was probably closed down, shut down, and I restarted it the next day and it carried on. This is, if you wanted to copy all the data out to Excel, you can select the data and then paste it into Excel. You can erase the log, but you can't do it unless you erase it twice, so there's a bit of a safeguard to stop inadvertent erasing. And if you go back to temperature humidity, that resets that flag for erasing. This diagram depicts the data logger with its different sensor types, the ability to graph and set up its scales and functions. And just to recap, that it saves all the data to its flash memory, so it can store a lot of data. This is the wiring diagram for a Bosch or Sensorion sensor. It's actually the I2C bus, so reasonably straightforward to wire up. This is the wiring diagram for the SH11 or 22 or DH11 DHT22 using one wire bus, so supply, ground and data. This diagram depicts the use of the MH-ET live ESP32 board and its ability, because it's WeMOS D1 like, to accept the existing WeMOS D1 shields, so it's very flexible. In terms of functions, the first thing the software does when it starts is, if there isn't a flash storage file available, it creates one. So that's useful for new boards. It reads the sensor and records values to flash storage in accordance with the data login interval set. In the event of power loss or a restart, it recovers all the data from the flash storage and gives continuous recording ability. Stored data can be viewed and copied for external use, so you can view the log file and then copy out and into Excel, where you can enhance the graphics and graphing and analyze the data. Data logging recording intervals can be varied from 15 seconds the minimum up to many hours per reading. You can graph the last 72 points of data, so the time base will be a function of your recording interval. The duration is a limitation of Google Charts. That's as long as I can make it. There's a user setup screen where you can erase the data file, change all the settings, and change the scales, change the auto refresh function. You can switch the auto scale of the graph on or off. You can switch the auto screen refresh on or off, so if your data changes, it will automatically refresh the graph for you. And as usual with all of my videos and tech notes, there will be software available on GitHub G6 Echo Juliet Delta. Initially only the ESP32 version, and for the SHT 30, 31, 35, but I'll add more versions as required. I hope you found this technical note interesting and useful.